Give a man a fish and you feed him for a day. Sign him up for the Box of Bait Club and he'll never be hungry again. The Box of Bait Club is a brand new dream come true for every fisherman. Something new and different in your tackle box every month. Every month, another excuse to get outside and do what you love. Don't let this one get away. The Box of Bait Club is currently accepting a limited number of pre-orders with subscriptions starting at $39.95 per month. Find out more now. Log on to boxofbaitclub.com.
I'm just so happy my father had a chance to see his kids before he passed. I just want to say thank you.
When her father fell ill, the American Red Cross was able to help get Veronica's brother home from the Navy to speak to his father one last time. It's thanks to your donations that we can connect military families when they need it most. Please donate today at redcross.org.
When our water heater broke down last month, it was a nightmare. It took 5 hours for the plumber to show up, and he charged us a couple of $100 just to come out. And then it cost another $1,800 to put in the new water heater. By the time it was all said and done, I felt like I'd been taken. But what else could I do?
The smartest thing you can do is get a home warranty from American Residential Warranty. Their home warranties pay to repair or replace all your major appliances when they break, and they will break, and at the worst possible time. Call American Residential Warranty right now for free information on home warranties starting at just pennies a day. Don't wait for your refrigerator to stop running or your ceiling fans to stop turning. Call American Residential Warranty right now. Ask how you can save up to 50% on washer and dryer coverage. Just call 1-800-616-8010. That's 1-800-616-8010. Again, 1-800-616-8010. Call now.
Are you tired of commuting to a job that makes someone else rich? Working harder than ever, but getting nowhere? Do you hate spending hundreds of dollars every week on daycare? Having someone else raise your children? With our opportunities, you can start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss, work from home, and live a happier life. At Be the Boss Network, you'll find hundreds of work-from-home opportunities that you can literally start today and be earning money as soon as next week. Go to freedom133.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss. Get out of the rat race. Work from home. Go to freedom133.com right now and change your life today. That's freedom133.com. Go to freedom133.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You be the boss. Go to freedom133.com.
Attention business owners. We know that owning a business means getting things done right now. So if your right now list includes a new building, call the Right Now Company. General Steel. We can design a building for your business quickly and save you thousands of dollars. That's right, thousands. You may think General Steel only builds large projects or that you can't afford General Steel quality. Well, check these prices. How about a 40 by 60 foot building for under $22,000? Or even a 50 by 100 for under $35,000? That's right, a 5,000 square foot building for under $35,000. And these buildings all have General Steel quality. Best of all, you can still order a building and have it delivered in time to build this year. How's that for right now? So if your right now list includes a new building, call the Right Now Company, General Steel.
800-393-5756. 800-393-5756. 800-393-5756. That's 800-393-5756.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 800-595-2614 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 595-2614 to take your call now. Call 800-595-2614. That's 800-595-2614. Again, 800-595-2614.
Boy, man, I had a rough night's sleep. Boy, I got a letter from the IRS yesterday, and I just couldn't sleep. Man, I'm dying here. Somebody help me.
IRS problems affect more than just your finances. If you're ready to take back control of your life and you owe more than $10,000, you need to call the tax doctor. Their expert staff can immediately protect you from the IRS and state collectors and get you the best possible tax settlement guaranteed. The IRS has recently released new programs geared in helping struggling taxpayers, where you may qualify to settle your tax debt and wipe out up to 85% or more of what you currently owe. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes, call the tax doctor right now. See if you qualify to pay less. 800-989-1694. 800-989-1694. 800-989-1694. Again, 800-989-1694.
You want to know what time it is? It's time to bring the rain.
Zinc Media. Feel the power of knowledge.
Good morning, my fellow Americans and fellow liberty lovers, as well as you wonderful ecclesiastites all across the globe. It is I, your lovable host, Rod, coming to you live from my bunkerized home studio somewhere within the great granite state of New Hampshire, where the state motto is still live free or die. It is not big government or bust. And yes, I checked again today, and it is still live free or die. It is Wednesday, January the 27th in the year of our Lord 2016. As we begin our morning, this is a part of your wonderful new morning routine here in the year 2016. The number that you can call this morning, as it is every morning, is 603-835-3224. I've already... I thank everybody out there who's calling in. I've already got a couple of calls on hold, and we'll get to them post-haste. But first, I have to mention, and I know this is on everybody's lips, and it's showing up in my feeds everywhere, and some people are trying to take me to task, saying that I am supporting Trump because I'm bashing. Look, folks, this has nothing to do with being a supporter and coming down and endorsing Donald Trump, because I'm not. I am, in fact, if you listen to a program that I was on last night called the Right Group out of Manchester, New Hampshire, you would know that I was not supporting anyone. And because I was equally bashing all of the candidates. I was bringing forth the problems I had with each and every candidate, and the list was long for each one of them. But as it comes to this Fox News problem, I got to tell you, I've been dissatisfied with Fox for some time. And this really just points out the way Fox handled this and their press release and some of their tweets. I got to tell you, I am just sickened and saddened. Fox had showed great promise when it first came on the air, that it was going to be really a true fair and balanced type of network, a news network. Sure, you can say that they were right-leaning, but you can't say that now. What Fox News has become is a foil for the GOP insiders. I mean, they're going down there is no doubt about it that Fox News does, and Megyn Kelly does not like Donald Trump for president. Plain and simple. There's no doubt about it. And the very notion that Fox, knowing the bad blood between Kelly and Trump, would put her back on there for this next debate shows that Fox was trying to push Trump's buttons. Because, quite frankly, I guarantee you they did not expect Donald to say that he was not going to show up. They were playing the card of, we've got the power, Donald. We're going to put Megyn up there. Now, frankly, I understand the trepidation, but if Donald pulls out, frankly, if I were the rest of the field, because let's face it, the rest of them, except for the top three, the rest of you who are down there in single digits, less than 5%, give it up already. You're not going anywhere. You're not. And some people will say, well, we gotta follow the process, Rod. Now, if you're languishing down there at less than 5%, you're not getting any media coverage. Your supporters are not out there supporting you vocally because you're not hearing from your supporters either. You're not moving up the polls. You're not going anywhere. So you appearing on Fox, you're not going to overtake Trump. What you're doing is you're supporting this stupid liberal media, liberal bias media machine that is languishing. They are so disappointed, so saddened, so angry that they have lost their power. And you're going to be out there supporting them. The so-called lamestream media now includes Fox. I'm just done with them. Unbelievable. I mean, there is no legitimate reason for Megyn Kelly to be on the debate as a debate moderator tomorrow. None. No legitimate reason. And now, personally, I like Megyn. I personally like her. I've seen the Kelly File a few times. I've watched her when she was, who was she? She was a co-host with some guy. I mean, that's when I first really got to know Megyn Kelly. I like her. I think she can be a tough interviewer, reporter, whatever you want to call him now. I really do. But I think that she went over the top with her bias on Donald Trump. And if it wasn't look, even Fox thought it was a bit over the top because, she went on vacation. No, she got suspended, folks. She got suspended. You cannot tell me that she went on vacation. When was the last time Megyn Kelly went on a vacation? I didn't buy it. I didn't buy the story that she went on vacation. I believe she was suspended. But now Fox is doubling down, the powers that be at Fox, and saying, well, they're acting like children. Granted, Donald Trump is kind of acting like a child, too. I'm not giving all the blame to Fox here. Trust me, I'm not. But when it comes to being in the media, when you're supposed to be non-biased, when you're supposed to be fair and balanced and down the middle, you do not do anything that can be misconstrued as you being biased. And by forcing the issue with Megyn Kelly versus Donald Trump, Fox News has just proven how biased they actually are. That's just the way it is. Look, I have told people that you really, if you're looking for something that, the press to be in the middle or unbiased, they're human beings. If you're coming to this show looking for an unbiased opinion, no, I'm going to give you what I believe to be my fair and balanced opinion. But hey, I'm looking from a constitutional conservative view. So yeah, I'm biased. I'm biased towards the Constitution. If you think that these people are not going to be biased, no, they're fair and balanced. Oh, give me a break. You're an idiot. Plain and simple. Now, frankly, I think Donald Trump is doing the right thing, and he better go through with it and not show up. Because I think it's time that this type of debate format is taken out of the hands of the lamestream media and the party brass. I mean, this whole thing with the RNC saying, "Well, you guys can't do any non-sponsored or commissioned Republican National Committee endorsed debates." I mean, that's ridiculous. Look, you people are losing grip on power, and this is a lame attempt and last-ditch effort to hold on to it. Twitter's ablaze. Facebook is ablaze, and other social media is ablaze with all this stuff between Fox and Trump. Yeah, Trump is acting like a little kid a little bit, yes, but I gotta say he's making some fair points about all of this. He's making some fair points. But it's not just Fox. It's the entire lamestream media. I mean, you've got NBC and MS Mess over there trying to prop up Clinton, and they're not even trying to hide the fact that they're trying to prop her up now. I mean, that's just disgusting. And some of you folks out there want to lay all the blame on Trump. What? Unbelievable. I'm going through my Twitter feed and I'm thinking, I'm just shaking my head. Excuse me. Let me put it in colloquial speak, online speak. SMDH, shaking my damn head, because I just cannot. But I should believe this. I should know. I should have known that this was gonna happen. People are now. Look, they're getting in desperate. We just got a rolling poll today. Just saw Trump 40%. The nearest person is Cruz, and he's like, almost 20 points down from Trump. Look, you've got both sides of the political aisle, both sides of the establishment political aisle. They are running scared to death. Well, if this pace keeps up, let me be frank. You people got to understand something. If what we are seeing is accurate, it is accurate of the voting public here in the United States at this particular time. If this trend keeps up, this is going to be a landslide victory that we have not seen since Reagan. Plain and simple. Let's see if we can bring on a caller here really quick. Good morning, 336. You're live on the Rod Eccles Show. Go.
Good morning, Rod.
Good morning.
Looks like we've got a lot to talk about this morning.
Oh, I am loaded up this morning, and I'm on fire. Let me tell you, that Fox thing last night really just sort of ticked me off.
Oh, thank you for that. I'm telling you what's the truth, man. Fox has pushed every candidate but Trump through this whole process, and the guys that are pushing, they get knocked out. They find somebody else to prop up against Trump, and they get knocked out. So they definitely don't want Trump to win this thing, and it's obvious. And I've always thought, news should be fair, and they should be not. They shouldn't be pushing any candidate. They should be discussing the issues and let everybody know, what the weaknesses are and what the strengths are. That's fine. But when you single out a candidate and you blackball the candidate, then to me that's dishonest. That's close to socialism. I mean, this isn't Russia. We don't do that here in this country. And I want to say this. I'm a Trump Twitter follower, and Fox made the statement about Twitter followers and Trump yesterday, and whether they realize it or not, they just insulted 6 million Twitter followers. That's a lot of votes and a lot of viewers. A lot of us have watched Fox for years, and I can remember Trump going on Fox and Friends in the mornings and talking, and everything was great. He was talking about America, and they were all happy. But since the talking heads at Trump have decided they want to single him out, there's a big boycott starting today of Fox News. We're tired of it. We're tired of this socialist type attitude they have toward everybody. And I look at it this way too. You know, the Senate floor is great for debates and folks saying things and quoting the Constitution and all this kind of stuff. You know, that's fine, but we're past that point now. We don't want to have the Constitution read to us every day. We should know what our rights are. We should know where we're going in this life and what we want this nation to do and want this nation to be. And Trump speaks that and speaks volumes for all of us. And to be honest with you, I love the fact it happened yesterday. It's about time a strong American stood up against this biased, mainstream, lamestream media that has done nothing but destroy us. You know, this is a new day we're living in. You know, I keep repeating this, and I guess I keep repeating something that I say I'm not going to repeat. But Reagan skipped the debate in 1980, and not that Trump is Reagan, but I want the young folks. I talk about the young folks every time, just about. I want the young folks to see what it is to be a leader and to not fall into that same group the rest of these lame candidates do, and they just quote this and quote that. And you know, last week we talked about the evangelical vote, and we talked about you don't have to open up your Bible and read Scripture to voters or to anybody to test their knowledge of the Scripture and their knowledge of the Bible. We can believe in God, and that's being shown in the fact that Falwell backed Trump, and that everybody is not just saying, okay, if you're not our level of Christian, you know, we're not going to vote for you. This is everybody's country, from Catholic, Jew, whoever you want to put in the whoever you want to put in that voting block, if you want to separate it like that. But we're all in this together. We need this country safe. We need it strong. We need Trump. We need somebody strong enough to stand up against these powers that think they can control this country, these voters, and our love for this country won't let that happen, Rod.
You know, I have often said, and I know people think that, you know, some of us on the right think that, oh, Donald Trump is the new Ronald Reagan. By no means does anybody on the right think that Donald Trump is the new Ronald Reagan. He's not.
Right.
I think most of us fully understand that. Now, what I have said is that he's got the same kind of momentum. And probably if you're going to match the polls today versus the polls at the same time with Reagan's first run, or back in 1980, then you're going to see that Trump is slightly ahead of where Reagan was.
Yes.
And Trump is doing this thing. He's drawing the same types of people that Reagan drew. That is the comparison, not that he is going to govern like Reagan did. I'm under no illusion to think that Trump is this conservative, modern day, ultra conservative, because obviously he's not. Right. And that's fine. However, neither was George W. Bush. He was not some ultra conservative either. However, this is another chance for the American people to understand and do the right thing and march in the right direction. So maybe you get Trump for president. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe Cruz will surprise us and he'll pop up. It really, at this particular point, it really doesn't matter who the Republican. Well, I can't say who. It does.
Okay. I got to jump in here. I think Trump's going to take this thing, Rod. I'm sorry, man. I think he's going to take it. Go ahead.
Like I said in the opening monologue, if this trend continues the way it's going right now, then and everything that we're seeing is at least half accurate, then from the lamestream media, then Trump's going to walk away with this in November with probably one of the biggest landslides that this country's ever seen. And,
I think so.
But it would be a step in the right direction. See, we walked away from going in the right direction when we had George W. Bush. Bush did a lot of things that a lot of conservatives, me included, disagreed with. I didn't agree with George W. Bush. But after we had Clinton, George W. was a step in the right direction. It's a small step. We needed to have continued that momentum, but instead, the American people threw a hissy fit. Now I have admonished the American people, the American voter, numerous times, saying that the people have to grow up. Now, I know it seems kind of ironic all of a sudden that we have Fox News and Donald Trump both kind of acting like kids right now. You know, they called me names. No, he called me a name, and she called me this, and it's beneath both of them. And I'm really disgusted with Megyn Kelly. Like I said, I liked her. I do like her. I like Trump, but I think they're both being a little bit childish in this. However,
well, let me, if you don't mind, let me step in just a second on that. What I want to talk about as far as that goes, if you've ever watched Fox, which I used to watch Fox, all the time, there is constantly a hit going on every day with Megyn Kelly against Trump. So to me, that's not fair and balanced news. That's a hit piece every day. So I feel like Trump had the right to do what he did and say what he says, because if you know somebody is going to put a hit out on you every day, you damn well better fight back, because this is not going to be a Romney-Obama election. This is going to be a strong American running for president. This is not going to be somebody you pick on every day and you push every day. It's just like the bully in the playground. I'm not comparing Megyn Kelly to a bully. I'm comparing Fox News to the bully. And Fox News, they're backing Megyn Kelly. And if they want to bash Trump every day, okay, that's fine. But eventually, if that bully pushes you enough, and if you get you a big baseball bat and you pop that head one time, the next morning you go to school, you're going to have a different impression left from that, because the bully's going to have a knot on his head. And that's what Trump's doing right now. He's putting a knot on the bully's head, and he's going to come out of this stronger. He's a businessman. This is a business decision. And as far as that goes, that's what this country needs. We need a good, strong businessman or businesswoman in there that can get this economy right, because our national defense depends on our economy. And if anybody wants to argue that fact, I'm good to go.
No, you're right on the economy and our national defense. And I think we do need somebody who has some business acumen. Look, we've tried the professional politician for decades now, and they keep just screwing things up, unfortunately. But now it's time to give the amateurs and business people a shot at running this country again. And I think, I as I said before, actually with any of the, even including Jeb Bush, actually, all of the Republican candidates, I would, quote unquote, settle over either one of the two Democrats. And I know people are saying, well, aren't there three? I don't think Martin O'Malley really counts at this particular point. What is he polling at, 1% or less in a three-man race? Yeah. Forget it. And now you've got Bloomberg threatening. I'm kind of hoping Bloomberg jumps in. One, it's going to split the Democrat vote, and everybody thinks, it's going to split the Republican. No, it's going to split the Democratic vote because he's such a liberal anyway. And two, it's going to be New York versus New York, and Donald Trump would trash Michael Bloomberg, and I think he would cause Bloomberg to go into hiding for the rest of his life, which is fine because he needs to go away anyway.
Right.
But this whole notion with Fox to me, is just proving that Fox is not fair and balanced. They're really no different from the other major news networks, the other five. It's ABC, CBS, NBC, MS, and the Clinton News Network. They're all the same. They believe that they have power that they do not have, that they're supposed to be able to shape people's opinions. No, they're supposed to do what old-time news people did. Just report the facts and let people decide.
Thank you. That's right. And that's one thing I love about your show, Rod. you don't, just like the thing about Trump and Megyn Kelly that you mentioned, to me that's fair for you to talk about, and you don't bash other candidates to the point that, okay, I want to drive this person out of the race. And that's what I see with Fox. I see them trying to drive Trump out of the race. They made calls earlier on, he's not going to make it. Everybody said he's not going to make it. He's not going to do it. He's a clown. He's driving a clown car. Well, this train is running over that theory right now. This Trump train is rolling. And to be able to call on a radio show like yours and be able to discuss this and get both fair and balanced points across is so meaningful to me. And I know the folks that I follow on Twitter and that follow me and the people that support Trump or we're just, we're disgusted, and this is a great outlet for us. This show's great. I love coming on here. Like I say, I was nervous at first, but I feel like I'm empowered by talking to you, and you've always been a fair guy since we've been doing this.
Well, I thank you very much for that. I'm glad we have some real fans out there. I'm just waiting for all. Well, I've been getting the hit pieces too lately, I've noticed. So I must be reaching out to people if people are now starting to point fingers at me, because I was just getting them today on Twitter. Oh, you're just such a Trump supporter. Well, no, not really.
No, you believe in America, and I feel that from you.
Yeah, I do. I always say I'm a man that's having a love affair with this country. Well, I'm up against a hard break here, my friend. You know what? I need to make a theme song for you.
Okay.
Thanks for calling in. Have a great
one. Well,
Rod,
thanks. Have a good one.
Bye-bye. And we'll be back, folks.
On January 21st, 9 p.m., controversial and international rapper-songwriter Corey Preem will be performing his latest single, Blame It On My Mama, from his latest mixtape, There's Heaven and Then There's Hell. Hip-hop royalty will be in attendance, and a special guest is expected to stop in for a performance. It all happens at the Drome at 85 Avenue A, New York, New York. Tickets just $15. Say Blame It On My Mama at the door to possibly win a free pair of Samsung Oculus Rift virtual reality glasses. Visit CoreyPreem.com for more information. That's CoreyPreme.com.
When our water heater broke down last month, it was a nightmare. It took 5 hours for the plumber to show up, and he charged us a couple of $100 just to come out. And then it cost another $1,800 to put in the new water heater. By the time it was all said and done, I felt like I'd been taken. But what else could I do?
The smartest thing you can do is get a home warranty from American Residential Warranty. Their home warranties pay to repair or replace all your major appliances when they break, and they will break, and at the worst possible time. Call American Residential Warranty right now for free information on home warranties starting at just pennies a day. Don't wait for your refrigerator to stop running or your ceiling fans to stop turning. Call American Residential Warranty right now. Ask how you can save up to 50% on washer and dryer coverage. Just call 1-800-616-8010. That's 1-800-616-8010. Again, 1-800-616-8010. Call now.
Did you ever look at the stains in your coffee cup and then realize that's exactly what happens to your teeth? Power Swabs is the 5-minute solution to get your teeth white without visiting the dentist. This is Ben Gordon with Power Swabs, and if your teeth are stained from coffee, tea, or smoking, all it takes is 5 minutes with Power Swabs. In 5 minutes, you'll see an average of 2 shades whiter teeth, and in 7 days, 6 shades. It's clinically proven to whiten natural teeth as well as caps and veneers. The secret is a tooth detergent that was developed by Dr. Martin Ginniger that lifts stains off of your teeth. Best of all, there's no messy strips or trays that you have to leave in your mouth for an hour. Just swab your teeth for 5 minutes and you're done. To try Power Swabs risk-free, call 1-800-291-5140. That's 1-800-291-5140. I guarantee your bright white smile will have your friends talking about how great you look. Try it risk-free today. 1-800-291-5140. That's 1-800-291-5140.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 800-595-2614 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 595-2614 to take your call now. Call 800-595-2614. That's 800-595-2614. Again, 800-595-2614.
Start training for a new career in as little as 18 days. National EMS Institute's innovative boot camp program will train you for a new career. Learn to respond to emergency situations and become a certified EMT in just 18 days. National EMS Institute guarantees 100% job placement. Visit www.nationaleMSinstitute.com today to learn more about our 18-day boot camp. Or call us at 1-800-497-6732. National EMS Institute.com.
When you're ready to take the edge off a hectic day, I suggest you start with a little music from Franz Black.
I guess there's lots of ways to look at things that don't seem right.
No Worries has just been released on iTunes and Amazon.
It's gonna be alright.
You can find Franz Black and his music on his website, franzblack.com. Franz Black.com.
It's gonna be alright.
Well, welcome back. I got to tell you, just during the break, I was doing a little perusing of my social media accounts. I cannot believe. Well, I should believe it. Welcome back, folks. This is your lovable host, L. Rod, coming to you live once again. The call-in number 603-835-3224. I was just called out as being a supporter, if I fully understand the post or the comments, being a supporter of Black Lives Matter. Now, I don't know where in the hell anybody could possibly think that I am a supporter of Black Lives Matter. I'm not going to accuse these people of being liberal plants, and I'm not going to accuse them of being ultra conservative racist. But I am just going to say, wow. I guess I'm definitely hitting some people's soft spots or pushing some people's buttons. I even had one person tell me, and nobody knows who you are. What do you have, 2 listeners? Well, I got you and somebody else, evidently. Folks, it is one thing I remember a long time ago when Rush Limbaugh was just getting started. And people, and the same went for, people like Glenn Beck, although Glenn Beck has just gone off the deep end lately. He's definitely gone. But there was this progression of when people started to pay attention to certain people. And when those people were those commentators, such as Rush and those guys, they're commentators, not journalists. Even Sean Hannity says that he's not a journalist; that he's a commentator. I repeatedly say that I'm not a journalist; I'm a commentator. So when you have commentators who are attacked by people from both sides of the political aisle, it doesn't matter, from where they stand, and they're getting noticed, people then take notice that they're getting noticed, and they start attacking them. Now, there's a number of reasons for that. A number of reasons. And some of that has to do with just good old-fashioned jealousy. Now, I have always tried to take this sort of philosophy on jealousy. Jealousy is a useless human emotion that never leads to good. Now, some people say, well, yeah, jealousy can lead to good, and God said that that he was jealous. And now, that's a spiritual or holy emotion, if you want to call it an emotion. I said it is a useless human emotion. Because one doesn't need to be jealous of somebody else, especially in this country. Just go out and do the work. I mean, don't let why do they call it the green monster? Envy is green, or I don't know how it got to be that color. Never learned that little anecdotal fact. But a lot of people, I think what it is, I mean, there is such a thing as legitimate, genuine criticism. And then there's just jealousy. Now, frankly, somebody that would actually write and post a comment that I support Black Lives Matter when I have bashed them, thrashed them, trashed them, dismissed them numerous times on this program and in my writings and my article pieces all over the place. For them to come at me and say that they knew that they never should have followed me and on any of my social media, and they never should have listened to the show because I support Black Lives Matter, that just shows not only their ignorance but plainly their stupidity. I mean that is just totally inane. You can try coming at me with something else, but there's too much evidence out there that says that I do not support Black Lives Matter. There's too much evidence out there that I have not endorsed Donald Trump. Yeah, I'm getting those too. Oh, I mean, you just endorsed Donald Trump. You're a Donald Trump supporter. Why? Because I equally bash all the other candidates? I bash Trump too. I know I've heard all the stuff before, the warnings about getting into this type of industry in this field. People are going to take you out of context no matter what you say or how you say it, or no matter how many times that you say it. They're going to take you out of context and say that you said the exact opposite. I'm like, no, that's not going to happen, because I'm very clear about what I say all the time. I'm always clear, but evidently not. So we'll have to see. Right now we got 515. You're live on the Rod Eccles Show. Go.
Good morning, Rod. Kim Crow out in Iowa. How are you, my friend?
Good morning. How are you? How is Iowa this morning?
Cold. Very, very cold. With lots of snow on the ground. We're getting ready to caucus, big guy. That's why it's cold and snowing.
Yeah, I can see that. February 1st.
Well, anyway, yeah. So I thought I'd call and give you my thoughts on the latest Donald Trump fuss up, dust up, fiasco, whatever you want to call it. I think he's going to give away Iowa because of this. I talked to a lot of people in the last 18 hours, 12 hours or so, and they're angry. They're angry that he did it. And I understand why he's done it when I think my way through it. But it takes a lot of thinking your way through it to come to the justification. Because my first instinct is, Mr. Trump, look, we love you, dude, but you're interviewing for a job here. And while you may not like Fox News, you may not like Megyn Kelly, which I don't really believe that. I think he's actually got a relationship with him, if you want to know the truth. But while you may not like this, it's part of the gig. And if you can't handle newscaster, reporterette person asking you a question on stage, my Facebook has been pummeled with it. If he can't handle that, how's he going to handle Putin? And that's the exact same question everybody's asking. And it makes a good point. He's supposed to rise above.
It would be a good point if we were talking about anybody else. But let's face it, we're talking about a very successful businessman with a long track record. And he has dealt with people much tougher than Megyn Kelly. We all know this. If you're a Donald Trump fan, you know this. He's already dealt with people like Putin. He's had to deal. If you're an international businessman trying to deal in real estate, especially, you have to deal with world leaders to get some of your projects done. And this guy has done it. So, I think the anger towards Trump is a little. This is how people get manipulated. And look, I understand why somebody would be upset with Trump for bowing out of the debate. But let me be frank. This is a news media driven, lamestream media driven debate, and people have to start realizing that is not how debates were always done. You didn't have somebody who was a self-appointed moderator sitting up there asking all the questions. And a lot of times they're asking inane questions that people don't really care about or want to know the answer to because that's not what they're interested in. And Megyn Kelly did that at the last debate. She was, and it's not just her. In the other debates, the moderators did the same thing. They were asking stupid, inane questions, trying to make points that people did not care about. And they were skipping the questions that people wanted answers to. So on one hand, I can understand why people might be a little angry at Donald Trump for jumping the ship, as it were, especially if he really doesn't show up tomorrow night. And I believe now that he said it that he won't. But I think it's time that people also take the news media to task, especially Fox, who's always said that their monikers are fair and balanced. And they need to take them to task.
Well, Rod, I got to jump in and say this. Look, I'm going to go the patriotic end of this for a minute. Debates have been going on since Jefferson and Adams debated on the floor of the Congress to, win the presidency back in 1782 or whatever it was. They've been going on that long. And of course, the famous Lincoln debate, Douglas debates and on and on and on.
Of course,
it's part of the American process.
Well, they weren't moderated by a biased lamestream media for the Lincoln debates and the Jefferson debates.
I get that, but with that said, it's the way it's done today. Okay, and the American people have a certain expectation and a certain right to watch these guys fuss and squabble on stage. He said this, she said that. No, I disagree. You're an idiot. That's part of the process.
It is, and it should be between the candidates. It shouldn't be. The news person should not interject themselves into the debate. And I hate keep pointing her out. Megyn Kelly did that. Now, she's not the only one. All the others have done the same thing. But
I remember Candy Crowley, what she did to Mitt Romney.
Exactly. They do not have the right to interject themselves into the debate. They need to ask the important questions, and then they need to let the candidates debate, squabble, fight, whatever about those answers. You cannot interject yourself. I mean, a regular person would actually stand, like a town hall meeting, should be able to stand up there, ask the candidates a question. That regular, everyday voter is not going to interject themselves into the debate. They're asking a question that they want to know an answer to. These people, these moderators, are not doing that. And they're doing the American people, the voter, a huge injustice.
But, Rod, don't you feel like that, I'm trying to think of a great way to ask this, and I got it here. Don't you feel like that a candidate that is standing up there, even though they may be taking a little bit of abuse from the moderator, that is a display of their character and how they'll deal with adversity as president. It's my feeling that these guys have got to show that they can rise above. We expect more out of our president than the average person.
Yeah, they can put on a show in the safety of a debate that's done by a politically motivated news person, news anchor, moderator. But that doesn't tell me a thing when they're giving you inane answers to inane questions. It doesn't tell me a thing about how they're actually going to be. Let's face it, Barack Obama was pretty brilliant in debates. He's a terrible.
Oh, absolutely.
So that it didn't give us any indication of what he was actually going to be like. I mean, we knew he was going to be bad, but we didn't realize he was going to be this bad. And if we just looked at his debates, we wouldn't have guessed that he was going to be this bad either.
Well, what are your thoughts on Cruz calling Trump out and saying, okay, you want to debate? We'll debate. Anywhere you want to, we'll debate. We won't even have a moderator. We'll do it in the town hall for him.
That's what the American people deserve and want. And I think Trump should take him up on it. Now, I understand Trump's trepidation of doing that because, after all, Cruz is a debate champion.
I was getting ready to say it'd be stupid on his part to accept that offer.
But
yeah.
You're going to have to. I think for something like that, that is what what we need is a good free-for-all debate. Actually,
I'm gonna leave you with this thought. Trump had a chance because as of 2 days ago, and I can tell you on the ground in Iowa, Trump was leading this. Okay, he was going to win Monday night. Hands down. He wasn't going to win by a lot, but he was going to win. That would have taken Cruz out. And the reason is Cruz is not going to come in better than 5th or 6th in New Hampshire. From everything I'm reading and hearing, you're in New Hampshire, you'd know better than I. But everything I'm reading and hearing, Kasich's in 2nd, then you have Marco, and then Jeb, and so on and so forth. And Cruz is way down the line. Is that correct?
If you want to believe some of the polls, that would be correct. That that he's not doing very well. Cruz is not doing very well in New Hampshire, but Kasich is.
Okay. So with that said, if you take Cruz out in Iowa, you kill him in New Hampshire, he doesn't come in better than 3rd or 4th in South Carolina. You effectively take Cruz out of the campaign because his fundraising is going to dry up almost instantly, and he's going to be done. To allow him to now win Iowa, because there's no question, even I was questioning myself about Donald Trump on this decision, and I'm a huge Trump supporter, as you know. And I'm even angry over it. Come on, Donald. What are you thinking here?
Let me ask you this.
Go.
You've got, you've got the flack between Fox News, Megyn Kelly, and Donald Trump. Now, Trump has said in the past certain things that he would do, and now he's saying this, and he understands and knows that this could be something that actually damages him. Now, do you not see that as a man who's standing by his convictions and showing his character?
Half of me says yes and half of me says no. Half of me says yes, Donald, go, you're a true man of your word. The other half of me says, Donald, you're being a petulant child and you're stomping up and down because you're not getting your way, and you don't like the fact that Fox is earning a supposed fortune off of you being in the debate, and you think they ought to give the money to the wounded warriors. That half of me says, Donald, it's not your place to tell Fox who they can have on that stage. That's up to them determining who they want to be moderating this. Secondly, Donald, it's not your place to tell Fox what they do with their revenue. And thirdly, You owe the American people. You owe us, we the people. We have a right to see how you react in bad situations. We have a right to see how you react when you're attacked by Ted Cruz. We have a right to see how you react when you're faced with severe adversity. And that's part of it. And because you're going to have all that happen to you as president, and you can't stomp your feet and say, I don't like what Ahmadinejad said, so I'm just going to nuke him. I don't like what Putin did, so I'm going to cut off their whatever. You can't react that way when you're president. You have to have a certain level of self-discipline that very few others have. That's why you're president. That's what we elected you for.
Maybe we should take a history lesson, because that's exactly how Thomas Jefferson governed. He just said, look, you're not going to do things our way? Fine. I'm going to do this. That's how we got the Marines. He just said, you know what? We tried this with Islam, the Moors. And you guys, no, I'm not dealing with you people. And instead, he basically just walked away, stomped his feet, formed the Marines, and said, go over there and take care of them. Maybe that's what we finally need, because we've tried this diplomacy so much over the past few decades, ever since, look, Reagan did it. He said, tear down this wall. I'm not dealing with you. Communism is going to go away. And he dealt with Gorbachev on that level. I'm not saying that's how Trump is going to be, but maybe that's more of a tack that we should take. Do you think maybe that could be better?
Well, you bring up a very valid point. Listen, there's, Patton, a lot of people didn't like the way Patton governed his Third Army, but it was very effective. And, there's a place for that. I'll give you that. I really do. But I also think to shortchange the American people, when we're the ones evaluating, we're the ones voting, we're giving you our most precious thing that we can give you. We don't know you personally, Donald, but we love you. And the most personal thing we can give you is our vote. That's the most cherished thing we can do as a citizen. And I want to give my vote to the person that I feel like is going to do the best job. Now, I'm not anti-Trump today. Don't get me wrong. I'm not. But I am a little upset. I don't think this needed to happen. I really don't.
No, it didn't.
And I think everybody needs to take a breath, settle down, collect their thoughts, and Roger Ailes should sit down with Donald and say, you know what? But I watched the replay last night. Megan replayed on her show. I don't know if you caught her show or not. Replayed the originating question that started all of this in the first place. Granted, it might have been a little bit of a gotcha. I'll give you that. It might have been a little bit of a gotcha. But in hindsight, she's asking him, Donald, over the years, you have said this about women and repeated many of the quotes he said. You've called them the S word. You've called them the, B word. You said this, that, and the other. And it was a tough question. But I think it was a fair question, too, because the fact is he had called out, but he did it as a private citizen. I think he could have handled the question better, quite frankly, than he did, rather than bringing up, oh, you must be talking about Rosie. For a presidential candidate or a president to call out private citizens like that, to me, is reprehensible. You don't do that. You're asking to be the leader of the free world. If you want to call out Putin, fine. If you want to call out Ahmadinejad, fine. You don't call out private citizens, particularly American citizens. And she asked him, have you got a problem with women? He should have said, no, I love women. I'm married to a beautiful woman. And I've said some things in the past I probably shouldn't have, and I was stupid for doing it. And, but again, I was a private citizen at the time. That's my right. Might not have been the smartest thing to say, Megan, but I said it. and I can't take you back today. But no, I love women.
I can't argue with
60% of my staff is women, and they're paid more than the men. Okay.
Can't blame you on that one. I'm up against a hard break, so I do have to get going. But thank you for the call.
It's a pleasure, sir.
Pleasure
Thank
for you,
sir.
with you too, always. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Well, folks, we'll be right back.
Give a man a fish and you feed him for a day. Sign him up for the Box of Bait Club and he'll never be hungry again. The Box of Bait Club is a brand new dream come true for every fisherman. Something new and different in your tackle box every month. Every month, another excuse to get outside and do what you love. Don't let this one get away. The Box of Bait Club is currently accepting a limited number of pre-orders with subscriptions starting at $39.95 per month. Find out more now. Log on to boxofbaitclub.com.
I'm just so happy my father had a chance to see his kids before he passed. I just want to say thank you.
When her father fell ill, the American Red Cross was able to help get Veronica's brother home from the Navy to speak to his father one last time. It's thanks to your donations that we can connect military families when they need it most. Please donate today at redcross.org.
When our water heater broke down last month, it was a nightmare. It took 5 hours for the plumber to show up, and he charged us a couple of $100 just to come out. Then it cost another $1,800 to put in the new water heater. By the time it was all said and done, I felt like I'd been taken. But what else could I do?
The smartest thing you can do is get a home warranty from American Residential Warranty. Their home warranties pay to repair or replace all your major appliances when they break, and they will break, and at the worst possible time. Call American Residential Warranty right now for free information on home warranties starting at just pennies a day. Don't wait for your refrigerator to stop running or your ceiling fans to stop turning. Call American Residential Warranty right now. Ask how you can save up to 50% on washer and dryer coverage. Just call 1-800-616-8010. That's 1-800-616-8010. Again, 1-800-616-8010. Call now.
Are you tired of commuting to a job that makes someone else rich? Working harder than ever, but getting nowhere? Do you hate spending hundreds of dollars every week on daycare? Having someone else raise your children? With our opportunities, you can start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss, work from home, and live a happier life. At Be the Boss Network, you'll find hundreds of work-from-home opportunities that you can literally start today and be earning money as soon as next week. Go to freedom133.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss. Get out of the rat race. Work from home. Go to freedom133.com right now and change your life today. That's freedom133.com. Go to freedom133.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You be the boss. Go to freedom133.com.
Attention business owners. We know that owning a business means getting things done right now. So if your right now list includes a new building, call the Right Now Company. General Steel. We can design a building for your business quickly and save you thousands of dollars. That's right, thousands. You may think General Steel only builds large projects or that you can't afford General Steel quality. Well, check these prices. How about a 40 by 60 foot building for under $22,000? Or even a 50 by 100 for under $35,000? That's right, a 5,000 square foot building for under $35,000. And these buildings all have General Steel quality. Best of all, you can still order a building and have it delivered in time to build this year. How's that for right now? So if your right now list includes a new building, call the Right Now Company, General Steel.
800-393-5756. 800-393-5756. 800-393-5756. That's 800-393-5756.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 800-595-2614 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 595-2614 to take your call now. Call 800-595-2614. That's 800-595-2614. Again, 800-595-2614.
Boy, man, I had a rough night's sleep. Boy, whew, I got a letter from the IRS yesterday and I just couldn't sleep. Man, I'm dying here. Somebody help me.
IRS problems affect more than just your finances. If you're ready to take back control of your life and you owe more than $10,000, you need to call the tax doctor. Their expert staff can immediately protect you from the IRS and state collectors and get you the best possible tax settlement guaranteed. The IRS has recently released new programs geared in helping struggling taxpayers, where you may qualify to settle your tax debt and wipe out up to 85% or more of what you currently owe. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes, call the tax doctor right now. See if you qualify to pay less. 800-989-1694. 800-989-1694. 800-989-1694. Again, 800-989-1694.
You want to know what time it is? It's time to bring the rain.
Zinc Media. Feel the power of knowledge.
Good morning, my fellow Americans, and all of you wonderful liberty lovers all across the globe, as well as you beautiful ecclesiastites out there. It is I, your lovable host, Rod, coming to you live from my bunkerized home studio somewhere within the great granite state of New Hampshire, where the state motto is live free or die. It is not big government or bust. As we head into hour number 2 here on the fastest 3 hours in internet talk radio, which somebody just told me that it's got to be the slowest 3 hours. Criticism duly noted. Thank you. It is duly noted. The call-in number this Wednesday, hump day morning, January the 27th in the year of our Lord 2016, is still 603-835-3224. And by the way, that is a toll-free call from most calling plans. Quickly, before I get into my second hour monologue, let's take a quick call from 570. You're live on the Rod Eccles Show. Go. Good morning. That is correct. Well, Well, I can understand their I can understand their position. They want to hear these. Well, they want to hear them talk about the issues. Now, my problem with it is I don't think they're going to. Well, I understand. Look, I would love to see a debate every month, because that is. Well, I get that, but I think if we're really going to understand and get to know because he's right. This is an interview. This has to be treated like an interview. And in order for this interview to take place, I think these debates have to be held all over the country. And I think the people have to have the opportunity to ask questions directly. All this moderator stuff, I've never been behind this moderator, this big moderator type of crap, because they always interject their own personalities and their own agenda in it. And that's the way it's been going on for the past 30 years or longer. I understand that. I know that. But see, there's something about the personal touch. No, even in this digital age, we still like to see people personally.
So God bless him. But he doesn't understand in his little hick town that he's sitting in is nobody cares about Iowa after this. 100,000 people, traditionally maximum 120,000 people, every 4 years comes out, or 8 years, comes out to make a decision on whom they like, and 90% of the time, they don't pick the winner. So for 120,000 people who are going to turn out, they don't pick the winner.
I don't think this is about
Huckabee
Iowa.
won, they don't pick. Santorum won, Huckabee won, they don't pick the winner. The last time they picked the presidential winner was George W. Bush.
I don't think this isn't
Reagan
about
walked
Iowa.
away.
This is about all of America. Donald Trump is
But they've
not.
seen the man. There's 6 debates already, Rod. Come on.
Look,
6
Trump has
debates.
already
You don't know
got
what
his
this man
detractors.
believes?
Yeah, he's already got his detractors. This is not about Iowa.
Detractors.
This
detractors.
is.
That's a nice way to put it.
Well,
detractors. They're crying, Rod. They're claiming that he's crying. Look, Megyn Kelly has got a TV show that she gets to turn around and voice her opinion. God bless her. It's not journalism. Let's not confuse what journalism really is. It's a talk show radio on television. That's what O'Reilly is and all of them at night. It's their personal opinion. And she has gone after this man for months, mocking him. Now, when it comes to that, he says, well, if the National Review is going to be excluded, then she should be excluded also. That's all of what a bunch of us said. That's it. She turned around last night after making this nonsense happening with Fox News. You had her with Michael Moore sitting there last night, which was just, it was insane. But you don't mock a billionaire businessman and then turn around and say, oh, well, it's okay. It's not okay. That's not how the man works. If these people think he's not going to deal with Putin, grow up. Putin would never mock the man, period. He would mock the man. That's just not how things are done. So Roger Ailes played a game, and he lost. Congratulations, Roger, you lost. And guess what? The ratings do matter. This is about ratings. And on Thursday night, as he's raising money for the vets, you're going to turn around and have him be very, very popular, and a lot of people are going to be wondering what happened. That's what's going to happen. They're going to sit there and be paying money to raise money for the wounded warriors, and everybody's going to say, wow, look what can actually be done. But nah, you don't get to sit there and say that this is ruining your day there in Iowa. Who gives a crap?
Well, as I've said, this is not just about Iowa, and I understand why people might be a little bit upset because they're not going to see their guy on. See, it's not about. I know we're in this digital age. I know people can turn on their computer or even their DVR and see somebody anytime they want to. They can listen to them talk anytime they want to. But see, things are still done in person. This is, you have people that well, let me put it in business terms. We have the ability now to do a lot of our business via the internet, video conferencing, video telephoning, but people still en masse have to fly everywhere to be face-to-face with people. People still like that face-to-face contact. There's nothing wrong with having it. But the problem is that we're not getting the face-to-face contact in a debate forum. It's great to meet him
one-on-one. But, Rod, you don't need it in a debate forum. Rod, the man is on the ground. He spent the night in a Holiday Inn, which cracked me up, which was hilarious.
But that's not the debate. That's not talking to
there.
Your fellow candidates. That is not.
He doesn't have to talk to his fellow candidates. All he has to do is put out there. All he does is put out there what it is that he sees and he believes it. When is he not talking to his fellow candidates, Rod? Come on, Rod. You're being. Rod, let's be intellectually honest here.
You can't do that.
Do you really
gotta
not know
have
what
a
this man believes
debate.
in?
You have got
He
to
has a debate, Rob. Are you out of your friggin' mind? He has a debate.
They haven't had enough. I think they should have a debate every freaking month.
Come on, you're supposed to be a smart man here. Now, come on, Rod.
What is wrong with actually being able to ask your candidates questions and have them all answer at the same time?
Rod, you go there and they shake the... Rod, you're telling me
he's
that
not
the
answering the
question.
question.
One state.
Okay.
I am answering the question.
Here's the thing.
I'm not sitting up here crying that I can't see Trump on TV. Come on, folks.
I don't care if he appears or not.
To be hard, people.
That's up to him. What I am saying is that people have the right to have their candidates.
No, they don't.
Yes,
they do.
Wait a minute. Are you telling me that you are?
Is that a right?
Are you telling me that you? Are you telling me? What's a right? Are you telling me you're of the mind of Chris Rock?
It's a right. People have the right to see. They don't have the right except for the 10 bills of rights. That's it. They got the right to the Bill of Rights. That's it. Nor is it a right that you have to see your man on TV. That man has the right to appear or not appear when somebody is holding a debate. That's his right. It's not the person's right to say, you have to be there.
You just missed the whole point.
It's my right whether I show up or not for you to tell me to be there.
Right, but you missed the whole point.
No, I didn't miss the whole point. You're missing the point.
Voter.
He
so
doesn't have to go.
You're telling me that you do not have the right to ask people who are interviewing to be your employee.
I do not. No, that's not because you're taking it from the wrong thing. You have the right to answer the person. They can ask you everything they want. It's my right whether or not I choose to answer you and in what forum I choose to answer you. It's not your right to tell me where to be and at what time and at what place and what to wear so that I can answer your question.
Have you ever gone?
That's called critical thinking, Ron, and that's not what these people do up there. Critical thinking says that you have to determine what the cost and the benefit or the lack of benefit is going to be to me for this action. And that's not what's going on here. What's going on here is a man, some people are upset. I don't care. There's 2 million people in all of Iowa. I don't care if they're upset.
Yeah, Fox
I don't care. And the minute this is over, Iowa sucks, Ron, and nobody's going to talk about them for another 4 to 8 years. Nobody cares about Iowa.
Hold on. First of all, I'm not going to disparage an entire state. They are a part of this
union.
I
will. They suck. I will. You suck.
They're a part of this union.
They're horrible people up there. Nobody cares.
I don't know.
Nobody cares. Ronald Reagan walked Iowa and walked away and won 44 states, Ron.
I understand
landslide victory. And he didn't pander to those hicks inIowa. And I'm not pandering to them either. He does not have to talk to them at all.
Let me ask you one pointed question. Have you ever gone
to? Because you're not making a good point today, Rod. Rod, today you're talking a little bit crazy today, but go ahead.
Have you ever gone for a job interview?
What are you talking about? I just told you yesterday I was a financial advisor for 10 years. Of course I went for job interviews.
Okay. Do you believe or do you not believe that the president and the Congress are the employees of the people?
Yes, I do, Rod.
All right. So if you have gone for job interviews, it is Americans' rights, voters' rights, to ask these people to interview for the job. The only way that they can interview is to actually answer the questions that the employer has.
Rod, they've had 6 debates. What part of that don't you get?
And as I have
24 million
there
viewers.
are some...
That means every person in that stupid state has seen this man and knows what he believes. They don't need to see him there. Oh, yeah, they stick his hands.
That doesn't. Do they answer every single question in every debate? No, they don't. I mean, there's 1,000 questions.
Have to. He doesn't have to go. His
no, he
right
doesn't
whether
have to
he
go.
wants to go or not.
If he doesn't want their vote, he doesn't have to go. I agree. I'm not saying he has to go.
That's the point. In the general election, they don't even have 4 electoral votes. Who cares about Iowa? The whole election ain't going to make or break on Iowa. Stop giving these people the fame that they need. They're fame junkies. And if it wasn't for ethanol, nobody would care. Nobody would care.
I just said it's not about Iowa.
Nobody cares about New Hampshire. And we talk about
I care about New Hampshire, and it's not about Iowa.
I don't, because they don't have anything. They don't have anything that you sit there and you go, you know what? Why do this small group of people get to decide
I think
for the rest
right now,
of the country who the
what
nominee
you have
is?
just done is you have belittled half of this country.
No, I didn't belittle half the country.
Oh, yes,
I belittled
you did.
2 states that don't matter for nothing.
Because you're saying
because
there's only 2 million. There's only 2 million people
you.
in Iowa. There's only 1.5 million people in New Hampshire. Oh, who the hell cares about them? They mean nothing.
Who cares?
No,
I don't care what their political point of view is.
Every single American means something.
Both those states
so
go
every
Democrat
small
no
state.
matter what in the election.
So
Both
the only
those
states
go
that count
Democrat
are
in
New
the
York,
election 90% of the
Pennsylvania,
time, and
California,
nobody cares.
Florida, Ohio, Texas, and Illinois.
Oh, please. We didn't say that. Don't misconstrue what I said. I'm taking 2 liberal states that go Democrat most of the time.
No, New Hampshire's
so why
not
do we
liberal.
as Republicans why do we need to kiss their behind?
Okay. I know you've called before, but let me be very pointed. In no way does the size of a state matter, because we're all equal. And I never said that this one debate is going to make or break anything. And I never said that Iowa is going to determine anything. But everybody has the... I am standing by my point that I think we should have a freaking debate every month all across the country, because we are interviewing these men and these ladies for a very important job. Now, frankly, I have been on interviews, and I have been on multiple interviews for one job. And if you think, I know some people think, well, no, I've only been one on an interview. How many people did you talk to? Well, I talked to 5 people. All right. Did you talk to them all at the same time? No. Then you had 5 interviews. This is normal. And I don't care if we live in a digital age or not. Everybody has the right to stand in front of the person who is interviewing for the job and ask them the question. 300 million people are the employer of the President of the United States. Every single one of them have a right to ask the question. The candidate, like any other candidate for any kind of job, has a right not to answer. But you cannot tell me that they do not have that they have the right to not go to the interview. Well, then you don't get the job. Plain and simple. Nobody's going to hire you. Now, as I have said, I understand why Trump doesn't want to go to this particular debate. I understand it. And I think we should get away from this moderator crap type of a debate anyway. Let the people ask the candidates a question and let them go at it. Plain and simple. There isn't a state that doesn't matter, because states are made up of American citizens and every single citizen matters. Plain and simple. There is nobody who's less important because they live in Iowa than a person who lives in New York, simply because there are more delegates in New York than Iowa. I don't care if Iowa has never predicted accurately who the president's going to be. That's irrelevant. I don't care how liberal the state is. California, probably the most liberal state we got. I don't care. That's not the point. The point is that they're all citizens, they're all voters, and they have the right to see who wants to be their leader, who wants their CEO job. Because they're paying them. The president is not our boss. We, the people, are the boss of the president. And if it takes a debate every single month for a year, then so be it. I would like to see it because you see these people individually, one-on-one. That's great. We should be able to do that too. But I want to see them ask the questions that the people care about, and I want to see them answer those questions. And I don't care if we ask the same question every single time. Because we also know that politicians often change their answers. And the reason why they don't want to do multiple debates, think about this, is because they know they're going to get trapped because they've lied about something. Why do you think the Democrats don't want to have a bunch of debates? They know better. They're eventually going to say something that is going to trip them up. They don't want to risk it. To me, if you don't want to appear in a debate in front of the people, you've got something to hide. And I'm going to question you hard on that. Now, I understand. No, I do not think Megyn Kelly should have been on that list of moderators. And Donald Trump may be pulling a stunt in some people's eyes, but I think what he was trying to do is hold up his own integrity. Maybe you think Donald Trump doesn't have any integrity. I don't know. I don't care. The point is that he put himself in a position where he had to put up or shut up. So he put up. Frankly, I think that's kind of worthy. Because you don't get politicians doing that. They always back down. They always pander. They always come across with this fake apology. I don't want to hear that or see that. If Donald Trump says that he has a problem with Fox News and he has a problem with Megyn Kelly and that if she's going to be the debate moderator at the next debate, he's not going, he damn well better not show up. And that goes for any of the candidates. And frankly, if they all stood on the stage and they had problems with some of the moderators, then they shouldn't show up at the debate that those moderators are at. It's hypocritical. And frankly, I think the rest of the field needs to take stock of what Trump did. He actually said that he was going to do something, and it appears that he's going to go through with it. Now, frankly, I think that if he now appears on the stage, he's going to do his credibility a tremendous hurt. And you think the people of Iowa are just mad about this? It's not about Iowa. Will this debacle translate to other states, to other voters? Well, considering that Iowans are Americans and human beings, I think it's safe to say that if they're feeling a little bit put out because Donald is not appearing on stage because of some childish little spat with another child, Megyn Kelly, I think that a lot of other Americans are going to see the same thing. Not everybody is so totally enamored and in love with Donald Trump. And frankly, look, you know, Trump is, he knows. He knows that there are, especially the Cruz people are going to try to eviscerate him on this one. Absolutely. But you've got to stop and ask yourself, what are the debates really about? Debates are really about interviewing. And frankly, if you're interviewing for a job, then you have no right to not show up for the interview. If you're telling the people that you want to be the president of the United States, no, you don't have a right to tell the people you don't want to talk to them. You don't want to appear before them. You don't want to answer their questions. Just don't run. Plain and simple. I mean, I look. Frankly, I think Donald Trump is a mastermind, because he knew that this was going to cause people to rise into a ruckus, and that there are going to be people that are passionate about this. And the last caller is very passionate about it. I understand it, but there are a bunch of points on that you were absolutely wrong about. Because, frankly, I don't know how you'd feel if people in the populous states of California, New York, Texas, and Florida said that the rest of the country, including you, didn't matter. They all matter.
On January 21st, 9 p.m., controversial and international rapper-songwriter Corey Preem will be performing his latest single, Blame It On My Mama, from his latest mixtape, There's Heaven and Then There's Hell. Hip-hop royalty will be in attendance, and a special guest is expected to stop in for a performance. It all happens at the Jerome at 85 Avenue A, New York, New York. Tickets just $15. Say Blame It On My Mama at the door to possibly win a free pair of Samsung Oculus Rift virtual reality glasses. Visit CoreyPreem.com for more information. That's CoreyPreme.com.
When our water heater broke down last month, it was a nightmare. It took 5 hours for the plumber to show up, and he charged us a couple of $100 just to come out. Then it cost another $1,800 to put in the new water heater. By the time it was all said and done, I felt like I'd been taken. But what else could I do?
The smartest thing you can do is get a home warranty from American Residential Warranty. Their home warranties pay to repair or replace all your major appliances when they break, and they will break, and at the worst possible time. Call American Residential Warranty right now for free information on home warranties starting at just pennies a day. Don't wait for your refrigerator to stop running or your ceiling fans to stop turning. Call American Residential Warranty right now. Ask how you can save up to 50% on washer and dryer coverage. Just call 1-800-616-8010. That's 1-800-616-8010. Again, 1-800-616-8010. Call now.
Did you ever look at the stains in your coffee cup and then realize that's exactly what happens to your teeth? Power Swabs is the 5-minute solution to get your teeth white without visiting the dentist. This is Ben Gordon with Power Swabs, and if your teeth are stained from coffee, tea, or smoking, all it takes is 5 minutes with Power Swabs. In 5 minutes, you'll see an average of 2 shades whiter teeth, and in 7 days, 6 shades. It's clinically proven to whiten natural teeth as well as caps and veneers. The secret is a tooth detergent that was developed by Dr. Martin Ginniger that lifts stains off of your teeth. Best of all, there's no messy strips or trays that you have to leave in your mouth for an hour. Just swab your teeth for 5 minutes and you're done. To try Power Swabs risk-free, call 1-800-291-5140. That's 1-800-291-5140. I guarantee your bright white smile will have your friends talking about how great you look. Try it risk-free today. 1-800-291-5140. That's 1-800-291-5140.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 800-595-2614 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 595-2614 to take your call now. Call 800-595-2614. That's 800-595-2614. Again, 800-595-2614.
Start training for a new career in as little as 18 days. National EMS Institute's innovative boot camp program will train you for a new career. Learn to respond to emergency situations and become a certified EMT in just 18 days. National EMS Institute guarantees 100% job placement. Visit www.nationaleMSinstitute.com today to learn more about our 18-day boot camp. Or call us at 1-800-497-6732. NationalEMSInstitute.com.
When you're ready to take the edge off a hectic day, I suggest you start with a little music from Franz Black.
I guess there's lots of ways to look at things that don't seem right.
No Worries has just been released on iTunes and Amazon.
It's gonna be alright.
You can find Franz Black and his music on his website, friendsblack.com. FRANZ black.com.
It's gonna be alright.
You want to know what time it is? It's time to bring the rain.
Welcome back. 603-835-3224 is the number to call should you wish to chime in on this Donald Trump, Megyn Kelly flap or anything else that you'd like to discuss that we're trying to discuss here today that is of import and of note. I am getting it from all sides today, all over the place. I mean, I'm getting people that are telling me that I'm nothing but a Trump hack. I support nothing but Trump. I'm getting people that say that I never gave Trump a fair chance, basically. I can't win. I get people telling me that I support Black Lives Matter. I just guess today it's hump day. Can't win today. Look, let me be clear about something. And of course, every time I say that, I know it's going to be taken out of context. But let me be as clear as I possibly can. Look, I am still undecided about who I want to support, who I'm going to give my primary vote to. I'm still truly undecided. I have issues, major issues, with every single candidate. Now, every single candidate has positions that I like. But this whole notion, I don't know. Look, Trump and Megyn Kelly, they need to just be put in a room and work out their differences. Fine. They do. The caller was, the previous callers were correct that every I don't watch Fox News. I mean, I've caught Megyn Kelly's show a few times. Every once in a while, if you go someplace, if I'm in another business and they have Fox News on, and if it's at that particular point in time, was it the Kelly file, whatever it is, if she's on, then I'll sit and watch it for 5 or 10 minutes. But I don't make a point of watching it when I'm at home or in my office. I don't watch Fox News, even though I get accused of people telling me that that's all, especially from the left. Well, geez, you should stop watching Fox News. I don't watch it. I don't particularly care what they have to say. I don't watch Hannity. He's still got a television show, right? I don't watch Hannity. I don't watch the Glenn Beck show. I know he's not on Fox. Where is Glenn Beck? He's on his own network now. I don't watch Glenn Beck. I don't watch any of them. I'm not even a 24/7 member of Rush Limbaugh. I'm my own person. Just as I tell other people to be their own person. If you want to be upset at Donald Trump, you have a valid reason for being upset with him. I don't care if you're in Iowa, if you're in California, Alaska, New York, Florida, wherever. You have valid reason for being upset with him. If you're upset with Fox, you have a valid reason for being upset with Fox. I don't care who you are, where you are, whatever. If you're upset at both of them, you have a valid reason for being upset with both of them. This whole notion that people should, not care about what other people are saying about their candidate or what, it's ludicrous. It's important. This whole thing, it's not just the debates. This whole thing is an interview. The problem is that many Americans do not either, one, pay attention or believe that this is an interview process. It is an interview process. The problem is that the American people have abdicated their interview process authority to a few extreme minority viewed people called the lamestream media. When you have multiple debates, it means that no one person or one state or one television network gets to make or break a candidate. If we had, look, personally, I think we should, because we're inundated with this stuff, and the American people have better things to do. I think we should actually limit the whole interview process, if you will, the primary voting election cycle. I think 12 to 18 months max. You have your primary system, 6 or 9 months. That's it. Get it done with. You have the presidential election part, 3 to 6 months. That's it. And you should have a debate every single month in a different part of the country. Not just in so-called important or first in the nation this or first in the nation that states. Not just in big states. And not done just by the media. I get the town hall thing. I like the town hall thing. I'm glad the town hall thing started again. But that's not a debate. That's not the candidates interacting with one another and actually putting them on the spot. Look, we're interviewing for one of the most powerful positions on the planet. You have to be able to get some sort of idea of how they're going to interact with other people, other potential leaders. You can't do that in a town hall. Because let's face it, town halls are usually filled up with nothing but supporters anyway. So there's not going to be any exchange of differing views. In a debate is something different. You're going to get people with different views, and they're going to be forced to defend their particular view or position on something. Plain and simple. Look, as I said, Donald Trump, he said it before, and he had to follow through. I understand why he's upset with Fox in doing what they did. And you have to understand that Fox actually went ahead and did this on purpose because Donald said what he said. They pushed his button. They tested him. That's not the job of the press. If they're totally unbiased and fair and balanced, they don't do that. They made this whole debate about Megyn Kelly and Donald Trump. And that's unfair to the other candidates. It really is. Because this is not the Donald Trump show. I know there are Trumpites out there that absolutely love Donald Trump. Let me be clear. This is not the Donald Trump show. I don't care if he's sitting at 90% in the polls. It's not the Donald Trump show. Sure, there may be some candidates still in there that should have dropped out long ago, but there are still, 12 other viable candidates there. This is not all about the Donald. Now, I would like somebody to tell me how that is supporting Donald Trump. This is a process. This year has been absolutely enlightening and good for the process, for the better. Because I think people are waking up to the fact that there's a lot of manipulation going on out there, and it's really affecting how we view the candidates and how we elect people. And frankly, yeah, Iowans, as well as every other American, has every right to be angry with Donald Trump for not going to this debate. Iowans and every other American in this country has every right to be upset with Fox News for pulling this stunt in the first place. Look, I don't care if the exchange was kind of the original exchange between those two that ignited this whole firestorm was kind of benign. But I got to tell you, I've watched that clip over and over again over the past few weeks. And I got to tell you, it was a biasness on Megyn Kelly's part. Yeah, she's got a right to ask any question she wants, and Donald Trump has a right not to answer it. But frankly, the way the question was worded and the way she pursued it, it was a gotcha question. And we do not... Gotcha questions are childish. We don't have time for benign gotcha questions. There is no evidence whatsoever that Donald Trump berates and hates women. None. And if you're going to take out of context what he said about a few women as a private citizen, as a caller definitely pointed out, then you've got a problem. Personally, if he's talking about Rosie O'Donnell, I agree with him. I have there's no love lost for me for Rosie O'Donnell. There's obviously there is a long-standing feud between Donald Trump and Rosie O'Donnell. Everybody knows it. What Megyn Kelly did was take those incidents purposefully out of context on a presidential stage when there were far more important questions that needed to be asked and answered. Not this tabloid crap. Because that's exactly what it was. We need to leave the tabloid stuff in the tabloids. Donald Trump, what's your position on the economy? How are you specifically going to fix it? Not, some of your comments would be construed as being hateful to women. Really? There's not I would find it hard. You would not be able to get Ivana Trump to agree with Megyn Kelly on this one. His first wife. Absolutely no way. I mean, look, I am not trying to. I know some people are going to say, "Well, geez, now you're just trying to quell the fires against you." I know what I'm saying right now is just probably going to, load more people's guns to fire at me. You know what? I don't care. It's good. At least you're thinking. That's the important part. Think. My positions are not based on feeling. All three of them are wrong and acting childish. Megyn Kelly, Donald Trump, and Fox News itself. Fox itself. They're all acting childish. It never should have happened to begin with. Megyn Kelly never should have asked that kind of a question. Never. Not in a debate forum. If she wanted to have Donald Trump on her show and ask him that question, perfectly legit, perfectly fine. a national debate stage for the presidency of the United States was not the time to ask that question. So rightfully so, when you get inane questions like that, I don't care if it's Donald Trump, if it's Ted Cruz, if it's Chris Christie, they all have a right to be upset with it. You know, because this is, I think, well, who started the whole firestorm? It was Rand Paul, right? Back in the first or second debate, September. I mean, these types of questions have got to go away. These types of gotcha questions have got to go away because they do not serve the American public. All they do is serve the personality that's asking the question, their own ego. Megyn Kelly was not being clever like she thought, I know she thinks she was. She was not being clever. She was not being cute. She was not being tough. Like I said, I like Megyn Kelly. From the stuff that I've seen of her in her interviews, yeah, she can be a tough interviewer. She can, put people on the spot on her show. Great. I like her. But she was wrong in the last debate. She's wrong now. She should have excused herself from this debate because now it's all about her. It doesn't really matter now if Donald Trump shows up or not. Now this whole debate is going to be about Megyn Kelly, not about the remaining candidates. And y'all are going to be upset with Donald Trump, and you're missing the point that the whole debate has just been compromised and has been hijacked, and it is now going to be completely about Fox News and Megyn Kelly and not about the people that you're interviewing for the presidency of the United States of America. And you're going to call up here and yell at me and be upset with me, and you're going to post and tweet on Facebook and Twitter and everywhere else being angry with me about what I said, and you're missing the whole freaking point that this is being compromised, and you're being lied to, and you're being told that you're an idiot, and you're being told that you don't matter, and the only thing that you're going to say is, oh, well, Donald Trump and Megyn Kelly are acting childish. Yes, they are, but it's a bigger thing than that. They've compromised the whole system. They have just told you you're not smart enough to make your own freaking decisions and ask your own questions, and the questions that you have are not important at all. That's what this is about. This is not really about Donald J. Trump. This is about the lamestream media telling you that no matter what, they've got the power and you don't. And they will do whatever they damn well want to do. And if you don't like it, they're going to make you look like an idiot. They're going to eviscerate you, and they're going to try to turn everybody against you. Because they're the big children. They're the big bullies in the room. And you keep falling for it every single election cycle. And it's got to stop. These people are playing the American people for fools. So you can go ahead and be childish too and be mad at Donald Trump for not showing up on the stage. Great. You can say he's making a mistake. Great. He's a human being. He's going to make mistakes. But if you thought that he was the person for you, if you thought he was the best for the job, well, that means you think even his faults are better than somebody else's faults. So if you're going to stop supporting him because of this one incident, I guess you really didn't believe he was the best person for the job and that you were just on some sort of, hype wagon and you fell for it. Yeah, I'm questioning your support. If you take the side over the lamestream media over any candidate, I'm going to question your support. Megyn Kelly's not running for office. Nobody at Fox News is running for president. Nobody at MSNBC, NBC, CNN is running for office. They do not get to interject themselves into this election cycle. They're the media. They're supposed to be non-biased. If they want to be biased, go do it on their own show, write their own columns and articles and books, or run for office themselves, or just be a private citizen. When you're running a debate as a moderator, the whole point of moderation is to be moderate, center of the road, unbiased. You do not have an agenda when you walk into that debate room. None. The only people who have agendas are the American people. But they don't get to ask the questions. Now, somebody tell me why that has come to be. I know people like to talk about, Lincoln did this in debates, and the Jefferson did that, and Adams and did this, and yeah, those are back in the days when they didn't have moderators. The questions of the people were asked, and they were given free rein to answer those questions. This is why you need to have multiple debates. Because you cannot give, in a lot of questions, you can't give a good, solid answer in 1 or 2 minutes. And they do it so they can say, well, we got to move this along. We got to keep people interested. We have to, ask more questions. Well, if you have more than a few debates, you can take the time to ask serious questions. If one debate, an hour-long debate is about one question, and it was a good question, solid, important question that needed a lengthy answer and back and forth, I wouldn't mind that at all, and the American people would benefit from it. That's why you need to have multiple debates. These people haven't really answered anything. They've given sound bites. Because there's so many of them, first of all, up on stage, they can't give them more than 1 or 2 minutes. Well, that's a TV commercial. I want good, thought out, well-established, well-talked about answers to questions, serious questions. You should want the same thing. Look, we used to, didn't we do that last time? We had a debate that was all about, between Romney and Obama. Didn't they have a foreign policy debate? Where's our foreign policy debate this time? Couldn't we have a debate strictly based on the economy? How about an economic debate? You want a debate about seeing what these guys really think about and feel about and what they would do about American security? How about a national security debate? You want to tell me that 3 or 4 or 6 debates is too many? We could have a debate based on one topic each and every debate. We haven't heard enough from these people because the right questions haven't even been asked yet. I don't. It's sad, really. And maybe it's this way simply because we have too much time in this process. There's too much time. The campaigning goes on way too long. Because I guarantee you, if the campaign process was shorter, people would not get burned out and not interested. This is done on purpose. It's to get all of us fatigued. It's to get all of us weary. So we just go in and, it's kind of like brainwashing. So they, and we keep hearing all these polls. I mean, they just heard it today. Oh, yeah, Kasich is number 2. I still do not see here in New Hampshire any Kasich support. But we're told over and over again by certain polls, Kasich's number 2. Really? When was the last time John Kasich was in New Hampshire? Where is all of this support? And we're told by these wonderful polls that, this person is up ahead and this person's up ahead. And then the actual vote comes out and we find out that somebody else actually wins the Iowa caucus, or somebody else wins the New Hampshire primary, or somebody wins Super Tuesday. Why do we pay attention to this stuff when we should be looking at the candidates themselves only? But we have a bunch of those people in the media, like Megyn Kelly, who interject them into the system, who think it's about them. And frankly, I'm more than sick and tired of it. I think it's time that Americans in general stop acting like children, start acting like adults, start asking the real questions and demanding real answers.
Give a man a fish and you feed him for a day. Sign him up for the Box of Bait Club and he'll never be hungry again. The Box of Bait Club is a brand new dream come true for every fisherman. Something new and different in your tackle box every month. Every month, another excuse to get outside and do what you love. Don't let this one get away. The Box of Bait Club is currently accepting a limited number of pre-orders with subscriptions starting at $39.95 per month. Find out more now. Log on to boxofbaitclub.com.
I'm just so happy my father had a chance to see his kids before he passed. I just want to say thank you.
When her father fell ill, the American Red Cross was able to help get Veronica's brother home from the Navy to speak to his father one last time. It's thanks to your donations that we can connect military families when they need it most. Please donate today at redcross.org.
When our water heater broke down last month, it was a nightmare. It took 5 hours for the plumber to show up, and he charged us a couple of $100 just to come out. And then it cost another $1,800 to put in the new water heater. By the time it was all said and done, I felt like I'd been taken. But what else could I do?
The smartest thing you can do is get a home warranty from American Residential Warranty. Their home warranties pay to repair or replace all your major appliances when they break, and they will break, and at the worst possible time. Call American Residential Warranty right now for free information on home warranties starting at just pennies a day. Don't wait for your refrigerator to stop running or your ceiling fans to stop turning. Call American Residential Warranty right now. Ask how you can save up to 50% on washer and dryer coverage. Just call 1-800-616-8010. That's 1-800-616-8010. Again, 1-800-616-8010. Call now.
Are you tired of commuting to a job that makes someone else rich? Working harder than ever, but getting nowhere? Do you hate spending hundreds of dollars every week on daycare? Having someone else raise your children? With our opportunities, you can start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss, work from home, and live a happier life. At Be the Boss Network, you'll find hundreds of work-from-home opportunities that you can literally start today and be earning money as soon as next week. Go to freedom133.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss. Get out of the rat race. Work from home. Go to freedom133.com right now and change your life today. That's freedom133.com. Go to freedom133.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You be the boss. Go to freedom133.com.
Attention business owners. We know that owning a business means getting things done right now. So if your right now list includes a new building, call the Right Now Company. General Steel. We can design a building for your business quickly and save you thousands of dollars. That's right, thousands. You may think General Steel only builds large projects or that you can't afford General Steel quality. Well, check these prices. How about a 40 by 60 foot building for under $22,000? Or even a 50 by 100 for under $35,000? That's right, a 5,000 square foot building for under $35,000. And these buildings all have General Steel quality. Best of all, you can still order a building and have it delivered in time to build this year. How's that for right now? So if your right now list includes a new building, call the Right Now Company, General Steel.
800-393-5756. 800-393-5756. 800-393-5756. That's 800-393-5756.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 800-595-2614 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 595-2614 to take your call now. Call 800-595-2614. That's 800-595-2614. Again, 800-595-2614.
Boy, man, I had a rough night's sleep. Boy, I got a letter from the IRS yesterday, and I just couldn't sleep. Man, I'm dying here. Somebody help me.
IRS problems affect more than just your finances. If you're ready to take back control of your life and you owe more than $10,000, you need to call the tax doctor. Their expert staff can immediately protect you from the IRS and state collectors and get you the best possible tax settlement guaranteed. The IRS has recently released new programs geared in helping struggling taxpayers, where you may qualify to settle your tax debt and wipe out up to 85% or more of what you currently owe. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes, call the tax doctor right now. See if you qualify to pay less. 800-989-1694. 800-989-1694. 800-989-1694. Again, 800-989-1694.
You want to know what time it is? It's time to bring the rain.
Zinc Media. Feel the power of knowledge.
Welcome back. Hour number 3 here on the fastest 3 hours on internet talk radio on the Rod Eccles Show. I am, of course, your lovable host, El Rod, coming to you live from my bunkerized home studio somewhere within the great granite state of New Hampshire, where the state motto is live free or die. It is not big government or bust. It is still Wednesday here. Hour number 3 here on the Rod Eccles Show. The number that you can call is 603-835-3224 if you wish to join me live here on the program. I know everybody wants to talk about the Trump thing going on in Iowa. But there's other stuff going on out there other than Trump. Well, look, you could say... first 2 hours of this program was nothing but Trump. You could say that Trump has done another media coup because everybody's talking about it. So whose name is still in front? Good or bad? Whose name is still out there on everybody's lips right now? Donald Trump. Donald Trump. Who else is well, here's something from Newsmax. Fleischer, Ari Fleischer, says that if Trump wins the GOP nomination, the GOP will no longer be called conservative. Newsflash, Mr. Fleischer. The GOP isn't really called conservative now. They haven't been acting conservative since we handed them the reins of power in the House in 2010. They haven't been acting conservative since we gave them the leadership role in the Senate in 2012. And when the American people doubled down on that in 2014. Excuse me, gave them the Senate in 2014. Doubled down in the House in 2012. They haven't been acting conservative for the past 6 years at least. But Ari Fleischer says that if Trump is elected president, his victory will completely alter the ideology of the Republican Party, which will no longer be called conservative. And Ari Fleischer, for those of you who don't recognize the name, is a former White House spokesman for President George W. Bush. Now, frankly, there are a lot of people that would say that George W. Bush wasn't exactly conservative either. I don't blame them for that thought. As I have said numerous times, there were quite a few things that I disagreed with GW on. I disagreed vehemently with the Patriot Act. I thought it was unconstitutional. I thought it was not conservative. I thought it was acting more like a protectionist, big daddy liberal program, not a conservative answer to a major problem. Oh, but no. I'm going to be construed as, not understanding what conservatism really is. I'm going to be told by quote unquote true conservatives that I'm not conservative. I'm going to be told by people on the right that, that I support Black Lives Matter, which is obviously not conservative. I'm going to be told that I support Donald Trump, who's not a conservative, which makes me not conservative, even though I don't support anybody at the moment. So now we're being told that if Donald Trump is elected, so if we elect Jeb Bush, then the party is going to be continue to be believed as being conservative. Is there anybody out there who believes that Jeb Bush is a true conservative? Here's a guy who wants Common Core, and he just told people in New Hampshire to get over it. Is that conservative? We got two governors that expanded the unconstitutional Obamacare in their states. Is that conservative? So if we elect John Kasich or Chris Christie, the party is going to continue to be construed as being conservative? Hey, look, I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist here, folks, but, I know there are some people out there that are conspiracy theorists are going to be saying, come on over to the light, Rod. Come on over. But look, I got to tell you, there is this whole inner circle conspiracy to basically debase and dethrone the American people. They want to take your power away from you. Your power is what's in the listed in the Constitution. You actually have all the power. But they want to make you believe that you don't. And I am seeing this, I guess, well, not for the first time, but with fresh eyes today. I am seeing and hearing this from people. In their posts and their calls. I mean, you know, the guy getting mad at me for over this whole, you know, making Kelly Donald Trump Iowa flap, thinking it's all about Iowa. It's not about Iowa. It's much bigger than that. It's a continuation of what's been going on for the past 30 or so years. Longer than that. I mean, Ronald Reagan had to deal with this bias. Oh, but I forgot, you know, there are some people that don't consider Ronald Reagan a conservative. I've had people tell me that. I've been interviewed on other people's shows where they've said it. Ronald Reagan wasn't conservative. I mean, you have the right to believe that, I guess. I'm not going to say that you can't, but that I think he was he a full-on constitutional conservative? Ronald Reagan? Probably not. I don't know. I mean, I understand that there are some things that make people scratch their heads when Ted Cruz says them. And Ted Cruz is called a constitutional conservative. Maybe, as I have said before, we need to start hearing what these people, what they believe and what they support. And I've taken supporters of other candidates, especially the Cruz people, to task about, well, stop bashing everybody else, because you're not going to win any converts if you keep bashing other people. Why don't you tell us exactly what Cruz stands for? And you know what? People will say, well, we've already said it. We've already told you what he stands for. Well, tell me again. Maybe I missed it. Maybe I didn't hear it. Maybe the last time it was said, it was said or written in such a way that I got the wrong impression or wrong idea. Tell me again. You know, this is advertising and marketing here. You know, it takes 9 to 12 times for a person to see a particular printed ad with a picture before they even notice it. You tell me once about what you think Ted Cruz stands for, I'm not going to hear it. Not even going to come close to believing it. I'm inundated with this stuff from everybody constantly, daily. And not just me, because I'm doing a political based talk show. Every single citizen is bombarded daily with this stuff. The first time they hear something, they're not even going to register it. So in your arrogance to think that you're so damn smart and so much smarter than everybody else, well, I already told you once. Look, you're not speaking to your children. You're speaking to a fellow citizen. And frankly, if you told me once, you probably didn't convince me, so I'm asking you again, why don't you tell me more about why you support Cruz or Trump or whomever? Because you obviously did not convince me the last time you said anything. And frankly, going ahead and trying to bash me is not going to win me over to your candidate. That's just human nature. Because you're not telling me anything that is we watch the news for negativity. We want some positivity out of our elected officials. We don't, if you don't support Cruz, then you're an idiot. If you don't support Trump, then you're an idiot. If you don't support Jeb Bush, you're an idiot. Why am I an idiot? Tell me why I should support any of them. I mean, you gotta understand that there are a lot of people all across this country that are still on the fence. There are a lot of people that aren't even going to go to the polls because nobody has given them a reason to go to the polls. They think, what difference does it make? They all sound alike. Well, why is your candidate different? Why don't you talk to them? Well, you're not. You're calling them idiots. They're not going to listen to you when you degrade them. I mean, it is this political season is really actually, as far as supporters go, is no different from any other political season in the last 50 years, 100 years. It's no different. The difference is this political season is that now we have a person who is not acting as a professional politician, and he's upset the apple cart. For that, I do thank Donald Trump. For that, I do applaud him. And because I applaud him for doing that, doesn't mean that I'm automatically supporting him. You know, I had a discussion last night. One of the things about Ted, we were trying to discuss the different aspects of the candidates, of all the candidates. And basically, we were focusing on the things that, we didn't like about the candidates. And one of the things that I said about Cruz is that I didn't like the way he talks to people. Not that he was talking in a condescending manner, because Cruz doesn't do that. But it sounds like he's this very rehearsed, very well-trained professional politician. His speech pattern, his cadence, it is what we would consider to be a professional politician, a lifelong politico. And frankly, that is Ted Cruz. Well, no, he's not a professional politician, Rod. He's only been in, he's only recently, he's in his first term. No, he's been in politics longer than that. A lot longer. Which is why I said Ted Cruz is not an outsider. Now, sure, he may go up to the Senate floor and bash McConnell. Well, that's, a lot of people bash McConnell. I bash McConnell. That doesn't make him an outsider. It makes him a savvy politician, if you ask me, because he understood and read the tea leaves, if you will, that that the Republican base was highly upset with McConnell and the way that he was handling and leading the U.S. Senate. To me, I thought it was a very astute political move to get up on the Senate floor and call out McConnell as a liar, because most Republicans out there in America thought McConnell was a liar anyway. That didn't make him an outsider. It made him a very shrewd and calculated politician. Plain and simple. I mean, this guy is... look, I said maybe it's time that we give the amateurs a shot. Because what people are blasting Rubio for, rightfully so, is that Rubio went to Washington and he got sucked in and now he's a professional politician. Well, Rubio's the only one that I know of that is currently in an elected position that is volunteered to give up that elected position. I mean, either he wins the presidency or he's out for a while. I give him kudos for that. Now, that's an outside the Beltway type of thing to do. Now, sure, you can say, well, Rod, that was calculated too, because then people will see that I was very politically motivated and politically calculated. Yeah, it probably was. But he's still the only one that's doing it. At the end of the day, he's the only one that's doing it. Now, because I'm giving him kudos and praise for doing that, does that all of a sudden make me a Rubio supporter now? I mean, you people, and I'm speaking to all 300 million Americans, you people need to stop worrying about who somebody else is supporting. And just understand and worry about why you are supporting the candidate that you are. And then taking those positives and informing others of why you believe that your candidate of choice is the best choice. Because if that's all you're worried about, you're not going to have time to be calling other people names. You're not going to have time to be playing childish games like Megyn Kelly and Fox and Donald Trump are playing right now. You're not going to have time to do that. Because the most important thing are the real questions, not whether or not Donald Trump hates women or certain women or just fat women or skinny women or whatever. We've got terrorists to deal with, both abroad and domestic. And I'm not talking about American citizens being domestic. Did you see where they arrested the folks out in Oregon finally? They killed one of them. And I know you're going to have all kind of conspiracy theories are already out there. I mean, I just saw something about that the person that they killed, he had his hands up and his face, and he was laying face down on the ground, and they shot him 3 times. Well, that's true. Where's Black Lives Matter on that? Oh, wait, this guy was white. I get it. So what you're going to have instead is you're going to have a bunch of people saying, it's about time that Whitey got shot just like an N-word person. I guarantee you that's being said right now. But nobody's asking the questions of what were these guys really about. And so, somebody asked me the other day about this, and I'm like, you know what? I really don't know what they're fighting for out there. I understand it has something to do with about the federal government land grab, and people know about the unconstitutional federal land grab out in the western states. I mean, the federal government owns vast swaths of some states. I mean, so much so that in some particular cases, the federal government controls at least half of the land mass of some of the particular states. That's unconstitutional. And I understand this is what they were fighting for. They were trying to give some of this land that the federal government took from some ranchers, and they were trying to give them back to those ranchers. That's all I know about the whole thing. I don't know anything else about it. I'm not even sure if I have that aspect correct. I'll admit it. I don't know everything. I don't know about that. But after the federal government has already done stuff like at Waco and at Ruby Ridge, I am rather suspect at what has happened out in Oregon. For good reason. But are we discussing those kinds of real problems? Or are we focusing in on what Megyn Kelly did to Donald Trump? Are you calling into the show to talk about what the federal government has done out in Oregon to a fellow citizen? Oh, Oregon? Well, not a lot of people in Oregon. I guess they don't matter. It's this whole notion that there is flyover country. That vast swaths of the American people don't matter because they don't live in states that matter. This is exactly why we have the Electoral College set up the way it is, because our founders knew that every single citizen mattered and counted. Which is probably why you have some people who want to do away with the Electoral College, because they don't think people in Iowa, in Oregon, in Montana, in the Dakotas. They don't think people in Kentucky and Tennessee. They don't think they matter. And indeed, if we got rid of the Electoral College, they wouldn't matter. All candidates national candidates would have to do is just visit the top 6 to 10 populated states, because they would decide who leads an entire nation. But no, we don't want to talk about real stuff. We want to talk about tabloid stuff. I don't know, because it's sensational, it gets our interest. Maybe we've just been Kardashianed too much. I'm Kardashianed out. I want to hear real stuff. I want to talk about real problems and real solutions. Donald Trump doesn't like women. That's his problem. I don't particularly care. Because he's not out there raping them, stoning them, beheading them, forcing them to cover up in all black from head to toe. Megyn Kelly, you want to take Donald Trump to task because he once owned a beauty show? And yet it doesn't come to mind that the real haters of women are the ones that are actually killing them? Sad.
On January 21st, 9 p.m., controversial and international rapper-songwriter Corey Preem will be performing his latest single, Blame It On My Mama, from his latest mixtape, There's Heaven and Then There's Hell. Hip-hop royalty will be in attendance, and a special guest is expected to stop in for a performance. It all happens at the Drome at 85 Avenue A, New York, New York. Tickets just $15. Say Blame It On My Mama at the door to possibly win a free pair of Samsung Oculus Rift virtual reality glasses. Visit CoreyPreem.com for more information. That's CoreyPreme.com.
When our water heater broke down last month, it was a nightmare. It took 5 hours for the plumber to show up, and he charged us a couple of $100 just to come out. And then it cost another $1,800 to put in the new water heater. By the time it was all said and done, I felt like I'd been taken. But what else could I do?
The smartest thing you can do is get a home warranty from American Residential Warranty. Their home warranties pay to repair or replace all your major appliances when they break, and they will break, and at the worst possible time. Call American Residential Warranty right now for free information on home warranties starting at just pennies a day. Don't wait for your refrigerator to stop running or your ceiling fans to stop turning. Call American Residential Warranty right now. Ask how you can save up to 50% on washer and dryer coverage. Just call 1-800-616-8010. That's 1-800-616-8010. Again, 1-800-616-8010. Call now.
Did you ever look at the stains in your coffee cup and then realize that's exactly what happens to your teeth? Power Swabs is the 5-minute solution to get your teeth white without visiting the dentist. This is Ben Gordon with Power Swabs, and if your teeth are stained from coffee, tea, or smoking, all it takes is 5 minutes with Power Swabs. In 5 minutes, you'll see an average of 2 shades whiter teeth, and in 7 days, 6 shades. It's clinically proven to whiten natural teeth as well as caps and veneers. The secret is a tooth detergent that was developed by Dr. Martin Ginniger that lifts stains off of your teeth. Best of all, there's no messy strips or trays that you have to leave in your mouth for an hour. Just swab your teeth for 5 minutes and you're done. To try Power Swabs risk-free, call 1-800-291-5140. That's 1-800-291-5140. I guarantee your bright white smile will have your friends talking about how great you look. Try it risk-free today. 1-800-291-5140. That's 1-800-291-5140.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 800-595-2614 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 595-2614 to take your call now. Call 800-595-2614. That's 800-595-2614. Again, 800-595-2614.
Start training for a new career in as little as 18 days. National EMS Institute's innovative boot camp program will train you for a new career. Learn to respond to emergency situations and become a certified EMT in just 18 days. National EMS Institute guarantees 100% job placement. Visit www.nationaleMSinstitute.com today to learn more about our 18-day boot camp. Or call us at 1-800-497-6732. National EMS Institute.com.
When you're ready to take the edge off a hectic day, I suggest you start with a little music from Franz Black.
I guess there's lots of ways to look at things that don't seem right.
No Worries has just been released on iTunes and Amazon.
It's gonna be alright.
You can find Franz Black and his music on his website, friendsblack.com. F-R-A-N-Z black.com.
It's gonna be alright.
And we are back. My new favorite bumper is this one right here. 603-835-3224 is the number to call should you wish to join me here live on the Rod Eccles Show. I know lots of people. We got other things to talk about. I mean, I didn't want to spend the entire. I should have known that the entire program was just going to be pretty much about the Donald and his and what he's done or said. It happens that way a lot, but it's not. Did you know? I mean, we got other things to talk about. I mean, for instance, when you want to talk about guys, you know, Donald Trump and other men hating on women, how about millennials? I mean, are they hating on women because they want to dress like them? I mean, you got Jaden Smith out there again. That's Will and Jada Pinkett Smith's child. I think it's their oldest child. Yeah, Will Smith has another son by another relationship. Previous wife, I do believe. That's older, obviously, but I think Jaden is the oldest Jada and Will collaboration child. He's out there, what is he, like 16, 17, is he 18 or something? I don't know. He's approaching, well, I was almost going to say manhood, but the kid's out there wearing dresses. I don't know. It's not a sign of a man who's going to show his empathy towards women by dressing like them. Personally, I think that's kind of insulting. Why not? I mean, it's bad enough that you got guys that dress up in drag and entertain people. Okay, I get that. That's fine. You know, Milton Berle made that famous way back in the day. Nothing wrong with it. And you have the so-called transgendered people out there, I guess, and they believe that they're women or they're women trapped in a man's body or what have you. Okay, I get that. What I don't get is trying to make a fashion statement by wearing a dress. I mean, we're not talking kilts. We're talking full-on dresses. I've seen a number of pictures of this kid. And what is he, just trying to get attention because his movie acting career didn't take off like his father's, even with his father's help, is gone in the toilet? I don't know. I just... Not that I particularly care, but I mean, we don't bring up this kind of stuff when people do this. All we do is, Donald Trump called Rosie O'Donnell a fat pig. Well, we had other people on the liberal side call conservative women pigs, right? Remember the Sarah Palin comment? You can put lipstick on a pig, but you still got a pig, right? Well, how come they're not asking the left if they hate women? Seriously. Did we all forget about that? Yeah, because Americans tend to have very short memories. We do. Because now there are some people out there probably saying, oh, yeah, they did say that. Forgot all about that. I mean, not to mention you've got a big story out of Texas. You got a guy out there who's trying to protect women, who's now being charged with a crime that could land him in jail for 20 years. Anti-abortion activists are being accused of having fake IDs for filming. You don't need IDs to film. You don't. And understand they're being accused of faking an ID, and they're calling it something else of interfering with a government document or something like that. And interfering with a government document or faking a government document like a driver's license and allegedly showing it to an executive at Planned Parenthood can land you in jail for 20 years. But killing and mutilating an unborn child is perfectly legal. And Megyn Kelly is going to ask Donald Trump why he hates women. I mean, and there are people that are going to get incensed for Donald Trump for standing up for himself on this case, on this point. This whole, you can say it's loony, whack. Maybe my problem is, well, I didn't even, you remember the show X-Files? Well, evidently they're back. New episodes. I might say Gillian Anderson, this is probably going to be construed as sounding like I hate women. But let me finish the comment. Gillian Anderson is not aging very well. And frankly, neither is David Duchovny. But somebody will say, oh, Rod, you're just making fun of Gillian. You hate women too. They're looking their age. At least I hope they are, because they're not looking very well in my book. And I don't think those two ever got involved. I don't know their personal histories or lives, but I don't ever remember them two ever getting involved in drugs. But now they're back with the X-Files, and people are going to, oh, now see, Rod's watching all that conspiracy stuff. I think maybe I've seen a handful of, I could probably, I'm going to be conservative. Or not, I'm going to be liberal in this one and say I maybe have watched enough old X-File episodes that I could count them on both my hands. I don't think I've watched more than 10 episodes, frankly. How long was it on? 10, 11, 12 years? I don't know. I caught maybe 10 episodes. Last night on Hulu, I caught an episode. I'm thinking, okay, all the conspiracy stuff is back. Everybody who's a conspiracy nut, they're probably loving the fact that the X-Files is back. And now they're taking a whole new twist. It's no longer an alien conspiracy, I guess. It's a new twist. It's not the aliens who are trying to take over. Now it's just the government that's trying to take over. Nick, isn't this timely? But I can understand why it's going that direction, because we see stuff like this happening, and it makes people scratch their heads and wonder, well, geez, maybe this kind of stuff really is happening. You've got a district attorney down near Houston, Texas, that convenes a grand jury. For what? To investigate Planned Parenthood. And instead of indicting Planned Parenthood of any possible wrongdoing, which there seems to be lots of it on all the video, they decide that they're going to indict the two undercover reporters for allegedly using a fake driver's license. To do what? I mean, did they actually see the license? And that's what we're going to focus on. And then we find out that this district attorney was on Planned Parenthood's board of directors. And people are going to be worried about Donald Trump acting like a child with Megyn Kelly, when Megyn Kelly says that Donald Trump hates women and is trying to make a political point about it. When the people that hate women are destroying women on a daily basis, and somebody actually goes in to try to stop them, to expose them, and now they're going to have to be fighting for their very freedom in a court of law with the full weight and force of the state of Texas bearing down upon them. And you wonder why some people go off on conspiracy theories. Yeah, we can call them nut jobs, but I can see where they go off on these kind of tangents, because this kind of stuff keeps happening, and we the people tend to keep ignoring it. Why? Oh, because it's not happening to who? Me. You. Not happening. You don't care. Because it's not. You don't. The people down in Texas, they don't matter to you. You don't live in Texas. You're not the guy who's being charged. Well, what do you care about? Doesn't matter to you. They're irrelevant because you don't live in Texas. You live in California. You live in Illinois. You live in Michigan. What do you got to worry about that for? People out in Oregon, it's just small backcountry rancher hicks, man. Who cares about them? They don't care. They don't matter, right? So when it gets down to it, nobody else matters. Nobody. Government wins. Nobody matters. You're insignificant. Hell, the government's telling you that you're insignificant. Hell, you're so insignificant that you've got to go out and buy health insurance. And if you don't, you're probably eventually going to get thrown in jail. Oh, but, everybody else who goes and gets their health insurance or has the government pay for it for them, they don't care about you going to jail for not buying health insurance. Oh, yeah, you're some dangerous criminal that needs to be locked up for life because you didn't buy health insurance like you were told to. But you don't matter. Oh, who cares about you? You live out there in Idaho someplace. Nobody cares about you. You're insignificant. Hey, we got in just outside of Chicago, East Chicago, Illinois, a black Democrat. Doesn't matter that he's black, but let's go with it. A black Democrat elected to the city council is sworn into the city council while he's sitting in jail on murder charges. Yeah, he was elected while sitting in jail on murder charges. He was picked up and stopped simply because he was also carrying, a buku amount of marijuana. I mean, we're talking pounds. Otherwise, he wasn't using it himself. He was intending to distribute. Because, now he gets to collect while he's in jail, waiting his murder trial. He gets to collect his $42,000 annual salary. I mean, who cares, right? That doesn't mean anything. Who cares about him? Big freaking deal. He's insignificant. Why is that national news? Why are we worried about him? Who cares? People elected him because they wanted him. It doesn't matter if he's a potential murderer and drug pusher. Those people in East Chicago, they don't matter anyway. Right? Means nothing. Jaden Smith wants to wear a dress? Yeah, it doesn't reflect society at all. Who cares about Jaden Smith? He has no influence on anybody. He's nobody. Sheriff Joe Arpaio, you think he's somebody? Sheriff Joe Arpaio, Maricopa County Sheriff, yesterday endorsed Trump for president. Now, everybody thought that Sheriff Arpaio was somebody. Are they now going to say that he's nobody? I mean, the whole notion that we can just dismiss people, any person in this country, is sad. Unbelievably sad. You don't have to agree with me. You can even hate me. I don't care. My point is still valid. That's the only thing that counts. The only thing that counts is the truth. That's the only thing that should matter to you. Is there a conspiracy? I don't know. I'm going to be frank. I don't know. I used to tell you, no, you guys are crazy thinking. I don't know. There's too much stuff that matches up with all these various different conspiracies. I don't know if there is one. I still don't think there's this Bilderberg group trying to take over the world. I don't think there's an Illuminati trying to take over the world. But are there people who are trying to manipulate and try to gain and keep power? Abso-freaking-lutely. Do we have a government who's become too big, too overbearing, too powerful? Abso-freaking-lutely. Do we have a bunch of people that go to Washington, D.C. that we think are going to do one thing and somehow get sucked up into that corrupt cesspool and then become covered in that corrupt muck themselves? Absolutely. But we can't do anything about it? Do you believe that? Absolutely not. We live in one of the few countries on the globe, on this whole entire planet, where the people actually have the power to change something, and change something significant. But the problem is I'm finding out, is that it isn't so much our government that's the problem. It's the people. I'm calling out all 300 million Americans. We've got a problem with our government. It's our fault. We're the only ones that can change it. Who else is going to change? Who else is going to come in and change it? Nobody. Because nobody else on the planet thinks that anybody here is worth it. No other government's going to risk their citizens' lives to come and save us. To them, we're insignificant. Oh, there are only 300 million people. Who cares? They're on the decline anyway. Big freaking hairy deal. Their government's taking over. Well, join the club. So what? You think 1.3 billion Chinese really care about what's going on in the United States? Do you really think that we're significant? The only thing they think about, we're getting some jobs because we're selling a bunch of junk to them. They're buying our crap. Other than that, who cares? That's what they're saying. But you want to dismiss members of your own society, when they're the ones, along with you, who can actually make the change. I mean, you want to stop prosecutorial misconduct down in Texas? You got to make a change. You want to stop people from being elected and then sworn in when they're sitting behind bars under a murder indictment with very strong evidence that they did it because you have eyewitnesses? Yeah, then you got to make a change. You want the federal government to stop taking people's land and telling everybody what they can and can't do on their own property? Then you've got to make a change. The government isn't going to change itself. Name me a time in history when government itself changed without being forced by outside forces. Never. I don't know, if you think that one day that they're going to wake up and say, oh my goodness, we've just been so unconstitutional. We've been so terrible to our own people. Oh, we need to change. We need to go back to the... If you think that they're going to wake up one day and do that, you are a nut job. Because they're not going to change for you. They're not going to change at all. In fact, they're going to do everything they possibly can, like they're doing right now, to fight change. I mean, that's all we hear about. You know, we need to change Washington. We need to go in there and change. But the kind of change that they're talking about is not the kind of change that we, the people, want. But yeah, go and be upset with the Donald for not going to an insignificant debate anyway. I already had too many. Why do we need another one? We've already had, 4 or 5 other debates where they gave a bunch of sound bites. I don't know. Why do we need more? I don't know. We don't need any real answers from these politicos or these people that want to be the president. We don't need real answers. Sound bites will do. The TV and radio attack ads, that'll do. Doesn't matter anyway who you vote for, right? Doesn't matter. Who cares? Nothing's going to change. You get a person that comes in talking about change who looks like he might be a real change person. All we want to do is bash him, attack him. Let those in positions of authority attack him and get away with it. Because who cares? Insignificant anyway. Hey, this guy gets elected. We're not going to be conservative anymore. Even though there are people that have come before him that were probably more liberal in a lot of aspects, or other people that they endorse who are more liberal than the front runner. But, they get elected. Oh, we'll still be conservative. Oh, yeah. I don't know. I'm not sitting here hopeless. Because if I felt hopeless about this whole thing, I'd just pack up this show, pack up all my social media, just pack everything up, throw it in the trash, and then call it a day and say, that's it. Not worth it. But I'm here fighting. Because I believe that it does take, and it can take, regular, everyday people, every single one of you, to make some change. And we can make some positive, good, solid, constitutional changes. And we can only do that when we understand that everyone counts. Everyone is significant. Everyone, no matter where you live. Because the Constitution protects everyone. This country was started for everyone, not the elitist, not the few, but for everyone. And if it's for everyone, that means everyone counts. In every community, in every state. And frankly, to think any other way, I'm just going to say it. I think that's un-American. If you believe that there are only certain people that count and others don't in this country, that's un-American. Blast me, hate me, unfriend me, unfollow me, do whatever you feel like doing because I just said that. But that's not on me. That's a reflection of you. And you've got to understand that everyone counts because, you know, when you say that somebody doesn't count, well, that person is probably saying the same thing about you. And, of course, you would not agree with them on that. Now, would you? You wouldn't agree that you don't count. Of course not. You think you count. Like everybody else does. Of course, everybody does count. And we got to stop thinking that there are people that are better than other people because nobody's better than anybody else. And nobody except the citizens of this country has the right to ask questions that need answers. This is not an elitist event. An election is not an elitist event. It's an event for the citizen. Remember that next time. I'm Rod Eccles. Rush and Hannity are up next. Like them or hate them, I don't care. They're there. I'm Rod Eccles. This has been the Rod Eccles Show. We'll be back here, same bat time, same bat channel tomorrow. I'm out.